Good morning. It is Monday, April 21st. It feels so much later in April than it actually is. I feel like I felt that since we got home last week. I'm always like, yeah, it's almost May. And then I look at the actual date on the calendar. I'm like, it's actually not almost May. Anyways, I just wanted to get this weekly vlog kicked off. I don't have anything super specific to talk about. I just wanted to make sure it was kicked off so that if something comes to me at some point, I'm not worrying about kicking it off. It is kind of back to regular routines. I know I mentioned a couple vlogs ago that my mom was struggling with something. She is feeling much better. Still not 100%. She hasn't figured out everything, but definitely much better. Able to help now. So Lila is going to go hang out at her house today. And I don't know what they're going to get up to. I think it's supposed to be nice again today. So they'll probably go to the park, go to the zoo, who knows. And then I am just going to power through and try to get some work done. I have a pelvic floor therapy appointment. Maybe I'll talk about that a little bit when I'm walking to my appointment. But it's kind of in the middle of the day. And then I haven't decided yet if I'm going to come home to work more or maybe go to a coffee shop around there to work more. I will still have some time before my mom brings Lila back. So we will see what that looks like. The work I mostly have to do today is not at home. Tomorrow I have to film stuff. So I need to be home and I have the coaching call. But today I can go work somewhere else, which is always really nice. That was one of the things I knew, of course, I'm it's going to be a short kickoff clip and here I am chatting for 4 minutes. Mm-hmm. I knew not having an office in our new home was going to be frustrating. I knew that there were going to be scenarios that I was I wish I had an office that wasn't my bedroom, that I could, make my own, whatever. And that really has played out a lot also for the podcast. The fact that the podcast stuff is in the basement, we have space for it, but it's there's no door and it's where other people want to hang out. So that's kind of frustrating. But I also told myself, if I don't have my own office, then I'm going to give myself a little bit more wiggle room to go work at other places. Whether that's a coffee shop, especially in the summer, sitting outside, there's this awesome coffee shop in our neighborhood with all these outdoor seats, or at my mom's little library room at her building, just places that aren't home, or even the kitchen table. Tail in my face. Anyway, that was another big driver for getting a new computer, was one that had really good battery life, so I can go do that kind of stuff without worrying about needing an outlet too. So, okay, Lila's starting to wiggle. I guess I filled this little in between time. For the most part, Lila usually wakes up in a 30-minute window. And so I always plan my morning based on the earlier end of that window. Well, if that makes sense. Because I don't want to have stuff planned that I don't get to, right? I'd rather have this extra time. But then sometimes what happens when I have this extra time, if she sleeps in a little bit, is then I'm what do I do with this time? Because I don't necessarily want to just sit here and scroll. It's morning. I have a good amount of energy. But then I'm a little frantic on picking what to work on. Okay. Okay, y'all, I decided to start to edit the podcast. It's a really good task that I can do and get some done, but feel I can get interrupted in the middle of it. But as I started this process, I was thinking about how chaotic that first clip was. I just feel so that was very stream of conscious. I clearly haven't talked to anybody yet today. I mean, Sam's awake obviously because he's not in his bed, but we didn't have very many exchange very many words before he went for a walk. So anyway, sorry for my morning chaos. All right, hello from the kitchen. I am about to get dinner started and I thought I would share what I'm making for dinner. It is beef in the crock pot, a broccoli and beef, Asian flavors. I know I've talked about this recipe before. It is a staple for us. I typically do it with fresh beef. I just get Sam is the one, my husband does grocery shopping, but it's the family pack beef stew from our just local grocery store. And I typically do it from fresh, but there must have been a time that we were planning to do this. Things have just been so chaotic the last couple of weeks. So I don't know what this, when we had planned to do this and then whenever we decided we weren't, I stuck the beef in the freezer. So I'm putting it in the crock pot a little bit earlier than normal. I was about to try to grab the crock pot while talking to you. That's not gonna work. We can't do that with one hand because it's a heavy crock pot. Anyway, it is about 10 till noon. So a little bit earlier than I would typically put this in because it's usually a 3 to 4 hour dinner recipe. But because I'm cooking the beef from frozen and because I have an appointment, so it kind of works out well. When I was talking about going to a coffee shop earlier, that wouldn't work I would need to come home and get this in the crock pot if I was like right after my appointment. But this works out. I can put it in before and then head off. My appointment's at 12:30. So that is my plan. Hopefully it still turns out okay, even though it's coming from frozen. I'm just gonna cook it on low for a little bit longer. And then tonight, like 30 minutes or so before we're ready to eat, I will throw frozen broccoli into the crock pot and let that cook up in like the sauce with the beef. And then I will cook rice. We have a rice cooker that was a gift for my husband from my parents for like a holiday a couple of years ago, because he loves like in any kind of Asian type of food. It's his favorite kind of food. And so they got him a rice cooker. We use it a lot to cook rice for sure. We also use it to steam dumplings, both frozen and ones that my husband makes. And it's just the best. It's absolutely the best. So we love our rice cooker. So I will throw the rice in there when I throw the broccoli in, and then it'll all be ready to go. It is much later. I'm like losing my voice a little bit. I went to pelvic floor therapy, and then I went to a coffee shop and worked for a bit, and then came home and kept working. And my mom and Lila are on their way back, and I still didn't get everything I needed to get done today. It's just one of those days where things are taking longer than I thought they were going to. And I just have to accept I'm not going to check everything off my list today. The content planning, which I did give myself more time now that I'm doing some like front-facing videos again, that the lives are over. I added time into content plan to include the outlines for those videos. But there's a video coming this month. I can't remember right now if it's going to be before or after this video. That is a really fun topic, but took a lot of time to plan and map out. So that took me longer than I thought. And then this podcast episode is a lot longer than normal because we hadn't recorded in a while. So since I spent more time on the content plan, not only did I already spend less time on the podcast, but then because it's so long, I'm like maybe 25% of the way through. So that was on my list to finish today, and that didn't happen. But I may try to do it a little bit tonight after Lila goes to bed. We'll see how I'm feeling. Like I said, my voice kind of sounds funny. Maybe I'm not 100%. So maybe I'll just go to bed and maybe I'll get up and do it in the morning. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to go to mom mode. Hello. It is Tuesday and you are in top down mode because I am about to record my goals video. And while I had the camera in top down mode, I thought I would show you a sneak peek of something new, hopefully coming soon. So you've heard me, and sorry, I should have started this front facing instead of you staring at my hands. Hi. I've been in the process of working on different merch from a different supplier. And so I have stuff coming over the next couple of weeks, some samples to decide what I want to put out, etc. And I'm going to show you the sneak peek. I'm going to tell you right now, when I show this to you, we're going to test this out together and see if this is something that we end up actually offering it. And it is a notebook. Oh my gosh, how fun is this with a giant hair on it? Wow, this is so exciting. This is so cool. So y'all know this has got to have quality paper if I'm going to even remotely attach my name to it. But I wanted to get a sample to see if it was something I would be interested in. They don't have different size options, so don't come at me with coil. Like the place that I'm going with for the next set of merch, there's going to be less control for me in terms of options. How do I explain this right? Like there's less options for me, more options for you, because you could get this with any of the quotes. Like I am not doing stock this time. In the past, all my merch has been stock. And so I have had more control over different choices, but then I have had to pay for it all in advance, and we're doing it differently. So I don't have to do it that way, but that means you get more choices. Now, that means this is the only notebook. You get more choices from a design standpoint. It's just this one notebook. Sorry, I feel like I'm talking really fast. So this black like wire O, I don't get to change this. The size of the notebook, I think it's an A5 size. I don't know if I have a ruler handy. Like I could compare it to, this is a like a regular 8.5 by 11 page. I will list the details if we end up going with this, but what I want to do with you right now is test the paper and see what the paper quality is like. So the outside edge is really nice. It's like got this kind of smooth feel to it. The quality of the printing looks awesome. The other thing, y'all, not only could you pick the quotes, but you could also pick the colors. So this is obviously just like the color designs that I have chosen on white, but I also uploaded a version of the quote in where the quote is white, and then you could pick the color of the notebook, which is so cool. So it is just a lined notebook, simple. I obviously couldn't wait to open it last night when it came. So the paper doesn't feel awful. it's obviously, it's not gonna be like, we're not talking like beautiful, luscious, paper quality that we expect from our highest quality planner companies. Like I've got this old Erin Condren notebook. I mean, the paper is not as thick as this Erin Condren notebook at all, but it is not as thin as like, some of those notebooks that you get for free at things. It's not that thin. So let's write on it. Let's play with it. Let's grab a couple of my pens. You guys know I love the Papermate Flair. I'm not a big, whatever this kind of clicky pen is, but let's try this so we can see what the like ridging is like on the other side. And like maybe just to actually give it a test, we'll do like a Sharpie. And then let me grab a, like one of these like dot markers. Okay, so first things first, my pen of choice is a Papermate Flair. I mean, I like the way that it feels. It's pretty smooth paper. Like if you like paper with more of a grit, it doesn't have a lot of grit. It dries pretty quickly. Let's see what it looks like on the other side. Okay, I mean, there is definitely a shadow. Obviously, there's no bleed through whatsoever on the Papermate Flair. And it's not the worst shadow I've ever seen, but like a Papermate Flair on the Erin Condren paper doesn't shadow at all. So that, is something to know. But if you're using a notebook, just like I keep wanting to go back to doing morning pages. I don't know. Okay. Sorry, I sound so stuffy, you guys. Okay, I haven't used one of these in a really long time. Obviously, there's no okay, I mean, it dries super fast. God, I haven't done a pen test in a while. There's obviously less shadowing with that one. There's definitely ridging on the other side. Like there's definitely gonna be texture there, which I can't remember. I guess we can try this. No, I don't really wanna just waste one of these pages on that. But I don't think that there's ridging on that side. Okay, let's try this. Like if we were making a list. Sorry, I sound stuffy. Yeah, I mean, it definitely shadows through. It doesn't quite bleed, but it's not great. Like I'm very sensitive to shadowing and stuff like that. So that would probably bother me. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, guys, I'm torn. Like it's not a definite no, because it's not awful, but it's not great. Okay, let's just see what happens here. Oh, okay. I mean, you guys, the Sharpie didn't totally bleed. Gosh, the dot marker is almost worse than the Sharpie, which is crazy. Now, again, if you were just using this and it was for something like journaling and you weren't gonna go back and read it, or you were cool just using one side and not worrying about the other side, it doesn't bleed, nothing bleeds through to the next page. I totally can see myself using this for just a note or a quick to-do list and not worrying about it. I mean, I love the way this feels. Okay, I probably will list these. I probably will list them, but we're just gonna have to be really clear. I'm gonna have to point people back to this vlog. And we're just gonna have to be really clear that it's not the best quality paper you've ever felt in your life. All right, I just got done filming a bunch of stuff. I got the goals video done as well as 2 other videos for May. I have 1 more May video to film, but I just wasn't quite in the mood. I'm still a little bit stuffy. I don't know what I've got going on, if it's allergies or if I'm actually getting sick. I know yesterday I was a little bit off too. I got super tired at the end of the night and just went to bed super early. I woke up feeling okay, but now I'm feeling kind of icky again. So I decided just to not worry about the last video, which is fine. The most important one was the goals video because that one I send off to my editor. The other videos, so right now the front facing videos I'm editing, she's doing the goals video and the vlogs. So it's fine. I'm the one editing that video and it's the last one of the month, so I have time to get to it. I don't like doing that. I don't like putting it off, but I know it's a video that's going to require a little bit more, what's the word? I don't know, energy for one. So I just wasn't going to deal with it today. But now I'm all ready to go. We have a reunion dinner tonight for our Argentina trip. I'm excited to see everybody. We had a play date with anybody who had kids the week after we got back. Was it the week or maybe 2 weeks after we got back? And so I got to see some people there and then meet all their kiddos, which was so sweet. But some people I haven't seen since then because we have just been gone. But I'm excited to go to our reunion dinner tonight. So I have about 30 minutes before I'm gonna go get Lila. Originally, my mom was gonna pick her up from daycare because it was supposed to thunderstorm, but I just looked at the radar and now it's not until 9 p.m. or something. So I'm gonna go get her, get some steps in, see my girl, and then get her some fresh air while we walk home. I appreciate that when my mom offers to pick her up or drop her off with her car when the weather is bad, but when the weather is nice, It's good for us, for both of us. So I feel like there was something else I was going to say, but I can't remember what it was. So, oh, well, maybe I finished my thought. 30 minutes. I'm definitely not going to get to everything that was on my list. So I'm trying to decide what I want to spend these 30 minutes on. I probably will maybe I can finish editing the pod before I go get her. Hi, this is from me and Charlie. Good morning. It's Thursday. I just woke up not that long ago. I'm still in bed. I'm still in my pajamas, but I wanted to quickly chat about yesterday and hopefully share the updates with you before Lila wakes up. Also, I probably sound like I haven't talked to anybody yet today because I haven't. Sam is gone. He is at a work thing tonight and tomorrow. He left like yesterday afternoon and he'll be back Friday morning. So in the last vlog or one of the recent vlogs, I talked about how in my ideal world, I am spending Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday focused on work and Thursday, Friday focused on home/family. And then the weekend is also home/family, but it is actually enjoying time. Not that I won't enjoy time today and tomorrow, but on the weekends, Sam obviously isn't working. And so it is like Thursday, Friday is more me and Lila time, as well as getting stuff done around the house, cleaning, household type chores. And then so on the weekends, we can just relax as a family. Okay, that's my dream world. In an effort to get me a little bit closer there, and this is me trying to take my own advice because I tell you all the time, you're not just going to wake up and live this ideal day that you have dreamt about. It's going to take little changes and tweaks. And so one of the things I tried yesterday to get me a little bit closer to that was not vlogging yesterday. So I was thinking picking one day, either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday to not vlog, the weekly vlog, just so I can really focus on work. And yesterday was that day for me. I did one personal thing I'll talk about in a second, but otherwise it was strictly a work day and I got basically everything done. There's one thing that was on my list for this week that didn't get checked off because of the stuff I talked about earlier that took longer than expected. And so there was no way I was going to get to everything unless I worked more than I had planned. And for this week, I decided, no, that thing can just get moved to next week. So I really powered through and it felt really good. So I am, with the exception, I will check the texts from the community members today and tomorrow. I'm not going to leave them hanging, even if I'm getting all of my work done, but that's the only thing that I'm going to do on Thursdays and Fridays. That's my goal. So I am now focused on household things. I have some laundry we need to get to today. I have some tidying. The contractor's coming over today. We're getting he's not installing it today, but I think we're just going to chat about it. We're getting a new front door. Our front door is just needs to be replaced. So it was one of those annoying expenses. I don't care what our front door looks like, but it's coming apart in one part, so it needs to be replaced. So he's coming over today to look at that and chat about that. And what else? I'm also going to start laying out outfits for my sister-in-law's bachelorette party, and I'm going to share that with you. And then unfortunately during Lila's nap, I have to go to the dentist. So I went to the dentist on Tuesday for the first time, and I'm not going to admit how long, but I found a new dentist in Chicago that I like, and I went on Tuesday. I need to have some work done. One thing in particular, she really wants to prioritize soon, so I'm going back today to get that work done while Lila is down for her nap. So my mom is coming over to just hang out at our house. It's one of those things because Sam is gone. I've also said before, I don't like when Sam is working from home. Just because he's working from home, he's working. He has calls, he has clients, he has things he needs to do. So just because Lila is napping doesn't mean I can just leave the house. Unless it's really quick. I'm running to the store and it's a 5-10 minute. I maybe have done it a handful of times for a quick errand to a store to buy something and come right back at the beginning of her nap when I know she's not going to wake up early, but I can't go to I wouldn't feel comfortable going to a super long dentist appointment, but it doesn't matter because Sam's not home anyway. He's at his work thing. So my mom is coming to just basically exist here while Lila's napping, and I'm going to go to the dentist. But then this afternoon, God, my voice still sounds so weird. I'm really excited. We are going to a fitting for my future sister-in-law's. I feel like that's such a mouthful, and I just want to call her I should probably just say Lindsay. Y'all know who Lindsay is at this point, right? And she's been around. Her and my brother have been together since they were freshmen in college.
and which was it was the second half, it was second semester. So it was 2017. So this is 8 years they've been together. So she's been a part of our family for a long time. She was at my bachelorette party, so Lindsay. She's a fitting today for her dress. And so, because it's like in the afternoon, and it's not in the city, but it's close-ish to the city. And so because me and my mom have more flexibility, she asked if we wanted to go with her. So me and my mom and Lila are going to Lindsay's fitting this afternoon after Lila's nap. I'm so excited. So that is what our day looks like. That is where I was yesterday. Oh, the one personal thing I did yesterday, I went and toured a gym. So if you've been watching my vlogs, I've been on a journey to find in-person classes that I like. There's a lot of studios around here that I like and would consider joining just the studio. I really did enjoy aspects of ClassPass, but it's expensive. Okay. So it's level 1 is joining a studio outright and being a member of that studio. Okay. That is not in our budget. Then there's ClassPass, which they have levels that are within our budget, but it's going to get me 1 to 2 classes per week at these studios. And which is not that I was definitely considering that because I can supplement my workout in other ways. 1 to 2 classes is still something. But the problem is when you're a ClassPass member, you don't get the same priority when it comes to signing up for classes. And I am kind of picky about the times because of my schedule. I just don't have ultimate flexibility. That sounds funny because I have a lot of flexibility with my job, but not with my tiny human. So I like it, but it is not ideal. Yesterday, my mom and I went and toured the Lincoln Park Athletic Club, which is just it's a gym. It sounds fancier than it is. It's just a gym. The Chicago Athletic Club is the parent company, and then there are different locations within the city. Sam actually was a member of the Lakeview Athletic Club right when we got here for a little bit. He ultimately decided it wasn't worth it for him, and now we live much further from that location. But the Lincoln Park Athletic Club, without revealing where we live, is pretty close to our new house. So my mom and I went and toured. They have classes. Now, arguably from a quality standpoint, it's probably not the same as going to a boutique fitness studio, right? The spin class, the yoga class, the burn boot camp, whatever class, probably not, but probably still great. A lot of those gyms hire really quality instructors who do a really great job. And I think it's a really great option. The price is fantastic. The monthly rate for the unlimited classes is kind of out of this world. And wow, how have I already been talking for 10 minutes? I'm so sorry. And the classes, the guy who was giving us the tour said we open them 24 hours in advance, which I don't love because y'all know as a planner, I'm I don't want to necessarily not know that I'm going to get into a class until 24 hours before. But he said you almost always get in. It's really hard to not get in as long as you sign up at 24 hours or even within a couple of hours for most of them. The last big pro is there's an indoor pool, and they have aquatic workout classes, but then they also where you can swim laps. And that, I'm not pregnant, but that is on the horizon. And so I'm thinking ahead to working out while pregnant, and I did not do a good job of it the first time. And I mean, who knows how I'm going to feel the second time. So I'm not putting that pressure on myself, but I think having the option of swimming, working out in a pool would be huge. So I haven't officially signed up yet, but we went on that tour yesterday and it was really great. I'm really tempted. I cannot believe I've been rambling for this long. I am going to go at least get my cup of coffee made before Lila wakes up. I also have a book to tell you about at some point today, so.
Hello. Starting off with just a jump sneak peek of a new product really quickly before I talk about this. It's Friday. Yesterday, I ended up, all the plans I had for yesterday that I talked about first thing in the morning, none of that happened. Well, the contractor came over and we chatted. We did go with Lindsay to her dress fitting, but I had awful cramps. So Lila and I just had a very chill day otherwise. And now it is Friday. She is down for her nap. Friday mornings, we have swim. By the time we both get home from swim, we have almost a brunch because we're both hangry. And then we just kind of play until nap time. and I am gonna make a plan for the weekend. I am trying to incorporate more rest into my weekends, but because yesterday I kind of chilled and nursed my cramps, and because next weekend I'm gonna be gone the whole weekend, I definitely need to get some stuff done this weekend. So I'm gonna make a plan in this new notebook. So earlier in the vlog, I showed you the other notebook, which was my color design on white. This is an example of the white design on a color. And there will be other color choices besides just pink, but I obviously had to order it in the hot pink. So far, this is the only merch that has come in for me to show you. I don't know why the notebooks are shipping so much faster than the other stuff, but I'm gonna see how it feels. I mean, we did a paper test earlier in the vlog, but like, let's actually see how it feels. So what I'm gonna do here, typically when I do this plan in like a normal, 7.5 by 9 notebook, I split it down the middle and I do like the day. I'm gonna do it the same way still. Okay, let me find a ruler. Okay, no ruler, but I have a Erin Gondren cover, whatever this is called, from that notebook I showed earlier. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna use this gray just to keep it a little bit more neutral here. Oh, well that doesn't really work anymore. Okay, that's a bummer. Maybe I'll use the other side. Well, if I'm gonna do that, then instead of I was gonna use this dot marker because it's bright pink, but let me grab this. Also, I've been getting lots of comments. My dot markers, unfortunately, the link that I use to buy them, when I click on it, it goes to some other random marker and I can't find it. So I will hopefully figure that out for you soon. That's kind of a bummer because if these run out of ink, I'm gonna be really upset. Okay, let's try this again with this marker. I just kind of eyeball this here, y'all, just to make sure it's close enough. Yeah, good enough. And then let me count. Okay, now I'm going to split up this one side between the days of the week, even though it's already halfway through Friday, but that's okay. So we have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then first things first, I'm gonna get a couple plans that we have. So again, this already happened today, but I'm gonna write it down anyway. 9:45, we went to swim. And then at 6:30, we are going to, I am not going to pretend to spell this. We're going to a friend's Ufruff. I'm just gonna put A-R, Ufruff. It's related, it's a Jewish wedding celebration that's within services. I'm not going to go into the detail. If you're curious, you can Google it. But that's what we're doing this evening. And then during the one thing for sure I want to get done during the nap is vlogging, which we're doing right now. So I was going to do the plan. And then I need to show you my outfits for Lindsay's bachelorette party. I mean, I guess I could include that in next week's vlog as I prep, but I don't know. I told you I was going to include it in this one, so I'm going to. I'm going to talk about the book that I finished this week, and then I need to get this uploaded. And that, depending on how long it takes me to do that, then I will start to tackle some of the other things I'm going to put over here during her nap. Okay, tomorrow, I think I'm going to go to this is going to sound so funny, aqua workout class with my mom. I know I talked about this earlier in the vlog, but I think we're going to go do that tomorrow. And then we have a birthday party at 4. And then Sunday we have a busy weekend. We have breakfast plans. A friend asked if we could get dinner on Saturday night. And theoretically, the answer is yes. We have the space, but I was in reality, no. I need a break. So breakfast on Sunday. And then I have a handful of other things that I want to do. Some of them are small little things, and some of them are gonna be bigger, take it small from a time standpoint. So for example, I wanna add something to my goal sheet, and then I need to take a photo of that before I start actually checking things off. I wanna paint my toenails. I'm not gonna paint my actual nails until closer to when we're leaving, but I can go ahead and get my toenails painted this weekend. I wanna try my contacts again and see if I wanna wear those / pack those. We have laundry that needs to get put away. Okay, I didn't count right. 2 other things. I want to make some of those protein muffins. I've talked about that in a vlog before, and I need to, our bedroom is just a disaster, and I need to tidy this up in here. It's driving me bonkers. So that is my plan for the weekend. Let's go talk about these things. Okay, before I do the two things I actually put on here to talk about in the vlog, I forgot to show you the back of this. It definitely shadows, but I was not thinking at all about my pressure, like as hard as I was writing, and I typically write with a pretty heavy hand. I would use the back of this. Like, I totally would. I mean, there's a little bit of shadow, but it doesn't bother me at all. So I think I feel good about putting the notebooks on the website with the merch. Unfortunately, probably not by the time this vlog goes up. We'll see. TBD on that. Okay, I thought I would quickly show you my goal sheet. By the time this vlog goes up, my goal sheet will be up, but I put on there that I was going to add 2 more. So the 2 things I added were AM teeth and PM teeth. Yes, with a typo or a mistake. I accidentally wrote AM twice, and I just like fudged it a little bit. But anyway, like I mentioned, I went to the dentist earlier this week and had some dental work done yesterday, and I want to stay on top of prioritizing my teeth. That is one of the things I struggle with. We all have our things that to some people come really easily, and to some of us we totally struggle with, and brushing my teeth, flossing, mouthwash, all that is one of those things for me. So I decided to not only add it to my goals, but that also gave me the to actually start my May goals. So in my goals video, I mentioned I wasn't going to start these until I got back from my trip, but I have changed my mind. So what I am not doing until I get back, I'm not worrying about any of the one-time steps, except I did already meet with the contractor, so it's a little bit of cheating. I'm not going to worry about any of the weekly steps except going to my pelvic floor appointment next week that I already have scheduled. And then I crossed off my daily steps of piano and walking outside. Those do not need to prioritize next week. I mean, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to be focused on work and prepping for the trip, and then gone Thursday through Sunday. So those don't need to happen. Workout, I didn't cross off because I would still like to get 1 or 2 in before I leave. And then these 3 things, like, theoretically do still need to happen even when I'm gone. Somehow I need to figure out how to prioritize them, make sure they get done at least some of the time. So I went ahead and left those on there, and I'm gonna prioritize them. So that is how I'm kind of adjusting my May goals. Okay, let's talk about outfits. Let's talk about outfits. So my future sister-in-law's bachelor party in Nashville next weekend, there are 4 themed outfits. Thursday night we get there, we're just having like a pajama party, but then Friday there's a daytime activity and then an evening activity. Saturday a daytime and an evening, and there are themed outfits for each of those. My amazing sister who's planning it, she's helping one of our future sister-in-law's friends. They're kind of like co-planning it together, and she loves the theme and she loves an outfit. So luckily for the most part, I did get a couple new things, which I'll talk about, but for the most part, I just got stuff from my closet, and which worked out really, really well. So the first theme is Pink Pony Club. This is one that I'm not going to be like super Nashville. I do have a pair of cowboy boots I could wear, and that would make this a little bit more country, but this is the hot pink dress I wore for my daughter's first birthday party, and then I wore it once in Argentina, and that's it. So it's not new, but it feels new because I haven't worn it that many times, and I love it. I think it's super flattering, and I'm excited about that one. Then Friday night is black, and all of the themes my sister encouraged sparkles. So this is a new dress that I did not buy specifically for this. I actually got it during like the holiday season. I think I showed it during Vlogmas, like when I actually bought it. They had it also in this is also Old Navy sparkly, but it was more of an ombre. I didn't love the ombre, so I went with the black one, but I haven't had anywhere to wear it to since I bought it in December. So it is perfect for this, for black night, which is Friday night. And then Saturday during the day is denim and diamonds. So I'm going to wear, again, this sparkly skirt from Old Navy that I got. Some of the stuff so in terms of links, I'm just the worst in terms of that. This is from Amazon. I will link it for you. It definitely comes in other colors. This is Old Navy, like I said, but it is from the holiday season, so I don't know if they still have it. I will try. And then from a size standpoint, I got the XL. I usually bounce between a large or an extra large. I think this is also, this is a large. Okay, just FYI, if you're close in size to me. I think the skirt is an XL. I was planning to wear my own denim top that still fits, but is maybe a smidge tight since post having a baby. And so I was at Target with my mom and they were having a sale on the like Target brand, the Universal Threads brand. Also, I don't know what the heck size 17 means. Like it went from 12, 14, 16 to 17. And again, the 16 fit, but the 17 was way more comfortable. So I decided to, like, this is probably, right, like it's bigger than a 17 or a 16, but why isn't it an 18? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so this is just like a denim top that I'm going to wear with that. And then the last outfit is the one that I was like kind of struggling with a little bit. It's Broadway Babes is what my sister called it. And the mood board has mostly brown and denim. And I don't really love wearing the color brown. I don't feel like I look great in the color brown. So I was kind of struggling and she was like, well, you could just wear black. And so what I originally had laid out, which I probably will still take to be safe, is this black dress, also navy. It's a little, like it's the tall size. I got it on clearance. I think I paid like $9 for this dress on clearance. And I paid for it in sometime in the fall, I think. So it is almost like a maxi length dress on me. I wore it in Argentina, but that's the only time I've worn it. So that, I'm still gonna pack this just in case, but I did grab this, which is definitely a little bit more on theme with what's going down. This is also the Universal Threads at Target. This was a large, and I got this on sale. It's possible that I haven't taken the tag off because it is really cute. And so if I don't wear it, I could always return it. I don't know yet. We'll see. But this is, for the last night. But yeah, I'm really excited. It's fun. It's everything. I feel like it's super comfortable and flattering, and I'm really excited. How many times have I said I'm excited? All right, hi. You are sitting on Sam's nightstand in between the dresser and the bed. It's not the best like lighting because the windows are behind me, but it's an easy place for me to just like set the camera without having to worry about a tripod. I have to hunch maybe down a little bit in order to stay in the frame, but I do like this angle. Okay. Let's quickly talk about the one book I finished this week, which is called The Measure. And I gave it 4 stars in all the places. It was good. It was a good book. I think the one reason it wasn't a great book is because my expectations for it were really high. There is another YouTuber that I watch that raved about this book, and then I saw it on somebody else's like Instagram page talking about how great it was, and so I think I had really high expectations. And again, it was a really good book, but there were some things about it that I didn't love. So first off, the concept of the book, this isn't spoiling anything because this happens literally at the very beginning. Everybody, and I think it's probably in the synopsis on the back, everybody gets a string on their doorstep that tells them how much longer they have left to live. Okay? And it's a matter of, are you going to open your box or not open your box? Like, do you want to know how much longer you have left, and then how it impacts society? And there are a lot of characters, and they all like intertwine in some way. Think of like not How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. What's that movie? He's Just Not That Into You, Crash. And I love that concept. I love that style. The problem is when there are so many characters, I feel like they don't fully develop any of them. Like, I don't feel like I had enough time with any of the characters because I was flipping through all of these different characters and all their different experiences. But at the same time, I did like experiencing all their different experiences. I almost feel like it could have been like more than one book, or like just make it a longer book. I don't know. I feel like it was almost too many characters to like condense into the length of the book that it was. And as always, gosh, why have I just been so dissatisfied with endings lately? I know endings are really hard. I know they're tough. I don't ever intend to write a fiction book. I can't even imagine the amount of work and effort. If you did not see on a recent podcast, my sister's actually writing a fiction book out right now, which is really exciting for her. Couldn't be me. So I'm sure endings are really tough, but I was kind of like, I don't know. I needed a little bit more. And not every character got like a good, it was like, well, I don't want to spoil it, so never mind. So if the premise sounds interesting to you, I mean, it's a good book. I gave it 4 stars. It's a good fiction book. I think I'm kind of explaining why it's not a 5-star book, but it was really good. Now I have not figured out what I'm going to read next. I have a bunch of fiction on hold at the library and nothing came available. So I have some on my list that don't have holds at the library, so I think I just need to pick one. I know I said in my last vlog that I think when they don't have a hold at the library, it makes me think they're not as good, and it's possible, or they just are not as well known, right? So we'll see what I pick next, but that I think is going to be the end of this vlog. I think there's a lot going on. I don't even remember. That's the problem sometimes with weekly vlogs, y'all, is I don't remember what I vlogged about earlier in the week. I don't know. And so I feel like every time I pick an emoji, it always has to do with like the end of the week stuff because I don't remember what I talked about. If you watched all the way to the end, comment below with the smiley face with the little cowboy hat since I showed my outfits for Nashville. That will be the emoji of the video. And if you liked this video, if you like these weekly vlogs, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every week focused on helping you achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching. You know, I've got this old, that was very loud, sorry. Alrighty, I am struggling to shop. You know, hold on, let me start over.